guys, how are you? Welcome to the artisan channel. We are in the motherland and we are feeling so good.
We are indeed.
We are happy. I feel so restful and I feel good.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I feel at home.
Exactly.
You know?
And we've met other people who feel at home.
Yes.
Other people from the UK and from America. The doctor who.
Yes.
I mean, share with the guy the testimony she gave you about how she feels living in Ghana.
Yeah, she actually said she felt quite at home. She felt like this is where she belongs. You know, she said very lovely things about Ghana, about Africa. You know, she felt that she felt kind of found, not lost. You know, yeah, and I have the same feeling as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's a lot of awakening going on.
Yeah.
In the diaspora, in particular, people are kind of associating with Africa a whole lot.
Exactly.
And they are identifying with their roots, and that is what I call heavenly, very beautiful.
Fantastic,
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, so thank you so much for staying with us on our journey, and we're really happy to share. And we actually appreciate your questions and your interest, and you really motivate us, you know, to do what we do. More. So thank you so much. And we're looking forward to seeing a lot of you back home here, you know, and the journey continues. Awesome. So today we are going to talk about P.O.P, that is plaster of Paris, but this has to do with the building, our property. It's coming on very nicely. We actually there yesterday. Yeah, and there's a lot of progress. A lot of guys on site yesterday. Yes. We'll share that in another video. But it's beginning to take shape. Yeah. Yeah. We were really happy because we haven't been there for a week now. Yeah, Kay has been very busy with his work, and I'm taking my time trying to get used to the place we are living right now, because we left the hotel. I think that will be in another video. Yeah, it'll be another video. Yeah, we'll tell you how we were able to find the place we live right now.
We'll have a video. We'll share with the guys about renting in Ghana in general. Yes. You know what we looked at, and you know, a whole lot of interesting stuff there as well, and then we'll give you an apartment tour as well. We'll give you an apartment tour, and so, you know, we'll also share with you. We know how we did our last walk in the UK. We'll share a video our first walk in our Ghana neighborhood. So we'll have that as well. So we've got a number of exciting videos all stacked up, ready to come on a regular basis to you. But as you know, it takes a while to edit. So, but we'll share them with you, and so stay tuned.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, if this is your first time of watching us, you're coming across us on this Asher and Guy channel, please do like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, and we hope that we're kind of giving you the information to satisfy your curiosity, or if you got questions, you know, you're asking, or you're looking for someone to give you the answers to those questions regarding moving to Africa, or getting to know a little bit more about Africa, especially Ghana, where we are at the moment. Yeah, so we think that if it's helped you, you may want to share with others as well. So if you like, share, subscribe, and there's a notification button you can just click on, so you get notified whenever we upload a new video to feed your body, soul, spirit, everything.
Exactly. Awesome. Yeah.
So today,
plaster of Paris, or Paris as you say.
Plaster of Paris.
So you know, we're gonna tell you what P.O.P is, the materials involved. We're gonna share that with you. How to find the right person or the right team, let's say, to do your P.O.P ceiling installation, and also what to look out for while they're actually doing the work, during the actual installation. So here we go. So what is P.O.P itself? So P.O.P is plaster of Paris. I'm sure everybody knows what it is. Sometimes when you break your bones or your arms when you're young, you see people with a white substance on their arm. I broke my ankle when I was young, and I had a plaster.
Your ankle, that's wrist.
My wrist, sorry. my wrist when I was young, I had a big plaster of Paris on it, and they use it for various things. So it's basically it's a quick setting cement, or a quick setting gypsum is actually the correct technical term. It's a quick setting gypsum white powder, which hardens quite quickly when water is applied, when it's moist, and then it's allowed to dry on a surface, and it becomes very hard, and it's used to smoothen a surface. So it's used to create nice ceiling designs, which are lovely and smooth and very artistic and obviously it's used for holding broken bones in place.
Is it that same one?
Same plaster of Paris.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
wow.
plaster of Paris.
I thought it was a different one for the ceiling.
No, same thing.
The same one.
Same thing, yeah. And it's also, the plaster of Paris is also used to make sculptures and casts, as well as all the decorative ceilings that we're going to show you now. So obviously this video is all about using P.O.P to create decorative ceilings. There's some examples coming up on your screen right now. You can have various fancy designs of your choice. Very nice ones that we've seen and we've selected for our building, and to your satisfaction, right?
You bet.
Exactly. So all really nice, but as Crystal said, you really have to find the right person. And as usual in Ghana, it's all about who you know. It's all about recommendations. So the first person we asked was the builder. We asked the builder who his recommendation is. We also asked some of our other friends who we know are building as well. So to get a few recommendations, we had 3 in total. Okay, going to the builder is my preferred option to start with, because if the builder knows somebody, he's probably worked with them over the years. Yeah. So they've developed a relationship. He knows how good they are, and there's an element of control as well. So if you have any issues, you can always go to the builder and say, "Oh, what's going on?" And then he can take advantage of that relationship to,
put a few things in check.
Exactly. So we had, out of all this recommendations, we had 3 people that we went out to. The first was the builder's guy, and unfortunately, his costs were absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, his costs were. I think one thing about Ghana is that the costs are not really regulated. People can scream out any cost they want to, especially when they know you're a diaspora, really. So you always need to. We suggest you, no matter what you're doing, please go out to at least 2, maybe even 3 different people in order to compare and to gauge. That way you know whether you're being ripped off or not. And I'm going to share with...
Basically, don't settle for the first cost.
Exactly. So I'm going to share with you on screen now the first quotation that we received. And this came from the builder's recommendation. And this was the most expensive for our building. Our overall building area for the P.O.P is about 360 square meters. And this guy's cost came out at approximately, in total, 41,950 Ghana cedis. Now, I've heard your comments. People want to hear in pounds and dollars because most people watching us are in the diaspora. So that is approximately, again, on today's rate, that's approximately about $7,450 US, which is about 5,250 pounds. Yeah? I repeat that. 5,250 pounds, or about $7,450. That is 41,950 Ghana cedis that this person wanted to complete all our P.O.P ceiling designs. Now, I looked at it, and you can see on your screen that there's a breakdown. There's a materials and a labor cost, and we have the materials and the labor cost. There's 2 stages of the P.O.P. There's a P.O.P when they do the first stage, and then there's the stage called the polishing or the finishing stage. And they polish it and it becomes very white and nice. Sometimes people call the polishing Andre. They call it Andre in Ghana, or some other people call it filler. So the quotation normally is in 2 stages. You have the P.O.P stage, the materials and labor for the P.O.P, and you have the materials and labor for the finishing aspect
We'll
of
show
the job.
the picture of the first stage because I touched it.
You touched it. You'll see that in the coming one. Now, typically, having asked around, for the labor charge, you should be looking at something around 20 to 25 Ghana cedis per square meter. Okay. Now, with this first quote, when I worked out, he was charging 15,000 Ghana cedis, right, for the P.O.P aspect, P.O.P stage. And when you divide that into the area, 360 square meters, he was charging 42 cedis per square meter. When on average it should be between 20 and 25. So he was just outpricing himself.
No.
And if you don't know your stuff, then you're gonna pay you're gonna pay double the cost.
I know.
So he was quickly disqualified out the picture. So we then went to a second quotation from a guy called Sammy. Again, this is a recommendation from my friends who are building. You know, I've seen his work. I was quite happy with his quote. It was quite good. Good guy called Sammy. I'll leave his contact details in the description. So that was good. I'm showing his quote on screen right now. It was much more affordable, much more in line with what we were expecting. His total was about 27,434 Ghana cedis. That is in pounds sterling, let me see, about 3,430 pounds. And for our friends across the pond in the USA, $4,871. That is the total cost for the P.O.P and the polishing. Okay, so his polishing, as you can see on screen, his polishing was about 6,720 Ghana cedis, right? And his P.O.P works was 20,714 Ghana cedis. But the labor element of his first stage P.O.P was about 12,000 Ghana cedis, which worked out to be approximately about 25 Ghana cedis per square meter, okay, which is more or less in line with what I was expecting. Okay, more or less in line with what I was expecting, which was absolutely great. Sorry, I've got a correction to make. His labor was actually 8,400 Ghana cedis, which was about 23 cedis per square meter, which is fantastic. It was really good. The guy, I called him, we got on well over the phone, and one key thing is he attended site. Okay, they have to attend site to measure all the areas.
Yeah.
You know, and when they attend site, that's your opportunity to interact with them, your opportunity to make sure they understand you. One thing, a lot of the P.O.P guys in Ghana are actually from Togo. Yeah, they're from Togo, so French is their first language, English is their second language. So, for them to come to site, interact, just check to see whether they can understand you, because there was a point where with this guy he didn't really understand me, because one, I'm speaking English and I'm speaking it in a UK accent a bit too fast, so that was an issue as well in the beginning. But so I had to slow that down and speak a bit of broken English for him. So that's one thing to bear in mind as well. He was very good, but I had two concerns.
You gotta speak a little bit
slower. Yeah, and speak broken English or pidgin English, as they. Yeah. But he was very good, I must admit. But I did have two concerns, and they were the first concern was his availability. When you're very good, you're always busy, obviously, which is a good thing.
That's true,
Everybody wants you to do their work. The guy is going to Kumasi, Takoradi, Accra, all over the place. Got lots of work in Kumasi, and I was worried that if I were to employ him, would he have enough time to do my work, do the quality of work that I want? And maybe he will do, because I think his plan was, he gave me the strategy. His plan was to use a team of, he's got so many teams, to use one team and just to give them instructions and to attend maybe once a week to make sure things are happening as they should, which can work, I guess, but I wasn't too sure. The second concern I had was his area. I'd measured the area. I knew the area. It was about 360 square meters. The first guy from the builder, he had a similar area, even though his cost was so high. But this guy, he came up with an area that was 283 square meters. I thought, well, this is. I don't think you've measured this correctly. But he was adamant they've measured it correctly. And whilst if we go into contract, it's your problem. You can buy the materials to suit 280 square meters, but I don't want him to come back to me later on to say, oh, sorry, I didn't measure it properly, a mistake, I need more materials. And really, if that was the UK, it shouldn't be a problem, because that's your fault. It becomes your loss. But here, it's not really a contract, and if you don't pay them, they'll start dragging their feet, and I just didn't want that at all. So that also kind of gave me some question marks that I don't think you've measured properly here. Maybe because you're too busy, you've rushed it. So he was better than the first guy, but not quite ticking all the boxes. But he is a great guy, so I've left his number in the description. If you want to use him, by all means, contact him, let him know Kingsley recommended him, and that will be fine as well. But the third option came from another family member, actually, in this case, who's building. We went to see his work. A guy called David. Very happy with his work. His quotation I show on your screen now. For David's quotation was in total 27,740 Ghana cedis. And to translate that, for the diaspora, that's 3,470 pounds and 4,924 US dollars. Okay, that broke down into stage 1 P.O.P 21,640 Ghana cedis, polishing 6,100 Ghana cedis. His labor rate was 7,500 Ghana cedis. That's the labor for the P.O.P stage. Divided by 360 gave us 21 Ghana cedis per square meter, which was all in the right ballpark. Remember, the typical labor charge for the P.O.P stage, just the labor, should be between 20 and let's say 25 cedis per square meter, especially when you're coming from a recommendation. You know, the highest should be, don't go beyond 30. If they're charging you beyond 30 cedis per square meter for their labor aspect of the P.O.P, then you're being ripped off at this point in time. So watch out for that. It's also important to have a look at the quote. Have a look at the materials they've listed. The materials they've listed will give you an idea that they know what they're talking about. There should be P.O.P cement on there, right? There should be fiber. Fiber is what they mix with the cement to strengthen it. There should be binding wire. You can see some of that on the quotation I've shared on the screens previously. There should be fritol cooking oil, believe it or not, and key soap. If you lived in Africa before, you know what key soap is. Key soap is in there as well. Some plywood cost. They need to cost for wood. Sometimes have the conversation. Sometimes they provide the wood. Sometimes the builder provides the wood. The wood I'm referring to is that for them to work on a higher level, especially higher ceilings, they have to erect a structure.
Yeah.
They have to erect a structure, and then they stand on it, and then they put the P.O.P on the ceiling. And to be fair, some P.O.P guys will cost for that structure, and some will not. It doesn't matter if they do or don't, but just have the conversation so that you know that your builder or you have to purchase wood, cedar wood or whatever it is, to form the structure for them to stand on and to do your P.O.P. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I think in our own case, because we've been building, we got woods already, so we didn't have to buy any. So they had to use the one that recycled.
We recycled some of the one. Yeah. We did supplement a little bit.
Did we buy?
Yeah, we bought a few to supplement.
We did buy.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but we had some there, so that was good.
Okay.
Again, just supplementing. So David was very, very reasonable, as you've seen. Quote is very reasonable. We got on well. He respected our choices.
Yes, he did.
We've had some experiences in Ghana where you go somewhere and say, okay, we want it done XYZ way, and they said, no, it can't be done this way. This is not our standard.
This is not our standard.
The rest of it,
you don't want that.
We want what we want and the way we want it, because the majority of people do it in a certain way, it doesn't mean that Asher and God want it that way.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't mean that you would want it that way. You want it the way you want it done. So that is important, that you can relate with whoever's going to do your work, and they can understand that as well, that you're different.
You just want to put your print on it and make it yours.
Exactly.
And if they're used to doing something a certain way and you're telling them you want this, so sometimes it kind of throws them off. They don't really get it because they're used to doing it a certain way. So you just have to talk them through and let them understand that it can also be done this way, as long as it's not having any negative impact.
Exactly.
Exactly. You just have to make people understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there for you it's for your own benefit, really.
Exactly. Very good. So as we speak, David and his merry men are on the case. They're in the building. We've got another video called Site Update. You'll see them in that video. He came with about 8 to 10 guys. And
I know.
Yeah, really good. And
they sleep there. They
sleep there, so we get free security, or free extra security, because we've already got our guys there. They're sleeping there, and they're going to be there for 1 month. He tells us.
Amazing.
1 month to do the P.O.P work. So factor that time in as well when you get to that stage, because when they're doing the P.O.P, because it's so messy, you can't do much else in the house, in the building.
No.
It was really messy. Yeah. So that's why they want you have to do the P.O.P before you do the screeding, before you do the tiling, because it is messy. Before you even put your burglar proof bars, because
Yes.
it gets everywhere.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, I'm sharing some pictures on the screen right now, as Crystal mentioned earlier, to remind me. This is the first stage POP works, the very first stage. So, you know, it doesn't look like the pictures I showed earlier on. It's just the first stage. I'm showing you the living room now, and a couple of the bedrooms, just to show the first stage that has been done as we speak right now. And by all means, we will keep you posted of David's work as he progresses. And if you, provided you like what you see, you know, well, I'll, you know, just contact me for his details. Or, you know, if we're happy with what he's done, I hope we will be in the next.
You told him.
The next 3 or 4 weeks, I'll update the description and put his number on there.
Yes.
For you guys to. Exactly. Awesome. So, really, to summarize, the following points are what I think you guys should look out for when you're assessing your potential POP installation person and team. The first thing is check out his or her previous work. You know, anybody can send you pictures, but if you can see it physically, or at least hear from somebody else who has done his work, then that's fine as well. That's the first point. Second point is review his or her labor charge. Okay, the cities per square meter. The labor charge for this first stage of POP works should be between 20, ideally 25 cities per square meter, but as a maximum 30. It shouldn't go beyond 30 cities per square meter. If it goes beyond that, like the first quote of 42, then you're being ripped off.
Yeah, good to know.
They're charging you a diaspora rate, so you need to watch that. Materials list.
Oh dear.
Exactly. Materials list. Have they listed all the items that we just talked about earlier on? Okay, go back and see that for yourself. Do they have let them separate it into a POP stage, list the materials cost, list the labor cost, bang. Then stage 2 is polishing or finishing. Some people call it the Andre or filler. Let them list the materials. Andre, yeah. I think it's a material for polishing.
Okay.
Let them list the material and let them list the labor for that stage as well. Then you've got 2 stages to look out for, okay? Because the materials that they've listed and the cost will give you an indication of their competency, if you know what they're doing. Do you get on? Do you understand each other? You know, is there a language barrier? Even if his English is not that good, does he understand you? That's the main thing. Okay, what's their availability? What's their resource level? Because they may be very, very, very good, but so busy that they can't pay too much attention to your job. So you need to find a way to assess that as well. You know. Also, if they're not busy at all, the other way, if they haven't got anything on, then that's not a good sign either.
No.
That means nobody's employing them, which means they can't be very good.
Let's assume.
Yes.
Okay, there might be some circumstances.
Yeah. Okay. But these are the factors. People need to weigh everything and make a choice.
Yeah.
Make a choice. You know. What else? The area measured. You know, you need to know the area that is required for your POP. Which from your drawings you can measure all your ceilings, and the ceiling should be really the same as the floor area. But obviously, don't forget if you're having oh no, I'm talking about POP. Yes, measure all your ceilings. The ceiling should be more or less the same as the floor area, really. So
yeah, isn't it covers the whole thing?
Covers the whole thing, really. Yeah, as long as you're having POP everywhere. Obviously, if you're not having POP everywhere, then you can obviously make adjustments. Know your area and check what area the guy who's quoting for is using to make sure that it all measures up or is as close as possible. I mean, I'm sure you get 10% or so variance, but as close as possible. Look at the total overall cost and compare it with others, okay? And one other thing I'll say is during the installation, because there's so many trades on site, whilst they're installing, just make sure that they're talking to each other. The guy doing the POP ceiling, he needs to make sure he's talking to the electrician. The electrician typically, in our cases, will do the wiring before the POP guy comes. So the POP guy can see where the light fittings are, he can see where the fans are, because you can see the wires dropping. But it's good for them to talk to each other to make sure that they're coordinated, so that the POP doesn't go and block something that the electrician is not expecting him to block. So get them talking to each other during the installation work as well. Okay, so just, if you didn't pick up the cost of our selected POP installer, I'm going to repeat it now. His total cost is 27,740 Ghana cedis. That's the total cost for David, which is about £3,470 or $4,924 US. That's the total POP cost that we've had for David for a house that's about 360 square meters. Yeah, that breaks down into stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1 is the POP cost, which is 21,640 Ghana cedis. Materials and labor. Of that, 7,500 is his labor, which is divided by 360 square meters is about 21 cedis per square meter. And then you've got the polishing cost, which is 6,100 Ghana cedis. That gives you a total of 27,740 Ghana cedis, which is a pretty good deal. All right. So we hope that was useful.
So detailed.
So detailed. Yeah. Well, sometimes you need the detail.
Do that. All the math, all the calculations.
Yes.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need the detail,
Sure.
and so that you don't get. If you don't have the detail, you can pay 42 Ghana cedis per square meter. That's fine. 42,000 Ghana cedis instead of 27,000 Ghana cedis. That's a significant saving that I can use elsewhere. You know, in your kitchen. 'Cause that's costing a lot of money, which we'll share in a different video for you guys as well. So we hope that was useful, and we hope that will help you in your decision making as it regards POP or anything else. So from us, it's a wrap, really.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
So from you, it's
Ebehu eche.
guys, Kemesia.